Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Beverly. Hello and good day to everybody.
Hey.
Hey. You know, I'm Euphemia and I come under the umbrella of beauty therapy, and we'll give you more details, you know, as we go along. And I am with my partner,
Beverly, aka UK Fluffy Chick, sewist and representative of the fluffy girls in the UK.
This broadcast is the first anthology of some of our past guests talking about their ultimate goals, passions, and hopes for the future.
Goal, your ultimate goal.
My ultimate goal is actually is to get that work-life balance a bit more in check, and to skip off and fill up my vessel, you know, with a bit of travel and, you know, and just fun. And I suppose maybe there's a part of me that, you know, counselling can be quite serious, isn't it? So maybe there's a part of me that wants to just go the other way for a little bit. Yeah. But the ultimate is that my partner's book out, you know, because I know mine's is coming out.
yours is on schedule.
Yeah, so that's my ultimate, and just to kind of continue to even be a part of these spaces, and to be talking and reasoning and raising awareness and being a part of the building up the Black community, because I'm you know, being pro-Black, you know, doesn't mean being anti-white, and our community needs serious help, and I'm committed to putting a fair amount of time and energy into that. And no apologies.
Well, that's nice. That's definitely.
That sounds nice. So basically, what you'd like to achieve when you're talking about building your catering business is like, it sounds like a piano bar with gospel music. I can already feel like the live acts that are coming on whilst people are eating.
Yes.
I can even see the carpets and the curtains.
I can hear the music. I was sitting there like getting ready to.
Exactly.
I am currently at New York Hair Design.
New York Hair Design.
Okay, I've seen that.
You've done a lot of magazine work. Just quickly, you've also got the Guinness World Book record for
fastest braider.
Good a girl.
Exactly. And you've also been the finalist in Extreme Hair Wars, haven't you?
Very close, very, very close. Not quite, but almost. Nearly, but not really.
I've got you down as a finalist. So well.
Yeah. Neck and neck with the last guy, but you know, he got it. It's fine. It was all good. What have I done in between? Did the Big Nasty show. Done a performance on stage with Gigs, the rapper.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was part of being a Guinness World Record holder. They called me up and said, look, you know, I would like to come on the show and would you be able to come? Like, yeah, sure, why not, Big Nasty? I never actually knew he had a show at that point, but obviously he just started. I think I was on the second episode that he done, the first series of the Big Nasty show. So yeah, so I did that as well. And I had to.
So what did you do on the show? What was you doing on the show?
So basically, they invited me to come and do a head of braids in 3 minutes. On one of their guys that were like the background. He was one of the workers on channel. It was Channel 4 anyway. He was one of the workers there. He basically had a big mane of hair, like proper big long hair. And the challenge was for me to braid his hair in the 3-minute performance of Gigs. So that was my challenge. So I done it. It was all. I finished before Gigs finished. Just to throw that in there, you know what I mean?
passion.
Yeah.
So
You'll
for
have to
me as
sing
a
fast.
spiritual business life coach, I want to help entrepreneurs, and which I have been doing and want to continue doing, is helping them to turn the passion to prosperity and have the work-life play balance. I want to continue growing the business life coaching side of things. I also still want to be doing, my complementary therapies and still running that side of the business, because I think it's essential as well in terms of the service that I provide for organizations to be able to provide for their staff and their well-being. So that I'm very passionate about it. And but with the business life coaching, it is to help as many entrepreneurs as I can to be able to really just get their passion and be making money
oh my
from
goodness,
it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this. I as you can see, I love my devices. What I love more people, but my biggest part of my heart is helping other people or empowering women to come together into a community where you're supported and helped to work online or offline, whatever suits you, around your family, in the slivers of time you have, to be able to build another business or an additional business or your first business that's completely for you, but all of the support around you. Because I worked on my own for absolutely years until I met this business, and it can be quite a lonely place.
And in that voluntary role, all that I knew that I could bring to a community environment was a little bit of creativity. And if I use the creativity that I got attracted to the textile industry with, then I felt like I could give people a little bit of well-being, a little bit of positivity, a little bit of confidence, because it's about being resourceful and letting that creativity spark something and make you feel proud of it afterwards. And also inspire you to do more. Social sewing bee being called that so that people could bring along their own projects that they were working on. It's not a class. It was never meant to be a class. So the social sewing bee, people could bring along whatever they wanted to do. In the first few weeks, people brought along sewing, crochet, knitting, as well as rag rugs and embroidery.
Right. Well, the Morality Design Central is all about the things that I make. So I make quite a range of things, from jewelry to household decoration to clothing.
Fluffy Chick, you said it best. Break the mold. It's time to break those molds that we are so used to fitting in. Tea, right?
Well, yes.
Okay. So if you drink tea, you can't drink tea without water.
No.
When you put the tea bag in the cup, it has to stew a little bit, right? But if there's no water to put the tea bag out, the ingredients aren't activated. Activated by the hot water. I tried this one time. I was like, I can make tea in cold water. No, not with a regular tea bag. It just didn't work. The hot water stimulated the tea bag to release the flavor of the tea. And I take that when I think about relationships and friendships. I need friends that are going to be that boiling water to take all these ingredients out of this tea bag so that I can have flavor. When you think about the people in your life, ask yourself this question: are you flavoring me?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It is a difficult one. I mean, my ultimate goal, would, let's say, like, let's do the hypothetical. The hypothetical ultimate goal would be to say where there are workplaces where you have no more bullying, no more harassment, no more discrimination, no more racism at the workplace. That would be if I saw that, I think World Trade Unions have done their job. That, unfortunately, is never going to happen, because even though stuff is, it isn't as over as it was in the 70s and 80s, there's, you know, thousands of cases every year still go to tribunal over all types of discrimination. It's because there's still poor behavior, still uneducated managers and uneducated people who don't recognize people for their strengths. And if, in an ideal world, my ideal would be that would cease, and you'd get proper, people would be paid appropriately. You wouldn't be played off against each other, and people would be paid equally and equitable. That's, you know, in a good working environment.
Well,
but that's a bit hypothetical.
I definitely will, you know, want to expand. I want to have, you know, multiple locations. I've definitely thought about South Florida.
Go.
So, you know, the direction is just to expand and to move into like different locations, offer more services.
A UK-based one as well, yeah.
I don't know about the UK. Maybe, but anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Ultimate,
right?
your ultimate. Yeah, what's your ultimate goal? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with this. Okay, so I would like to be an established promoter where I've got regular events. And then obviously you just want to improve on the DJing as well, so get more bookings, etc. But that's it. I want to be in
anyway.
I believe so. I believe my dream is coming true. And also one of the things, like I said, I love doing is cooking, which again, I used to cook and take food to work, and my colleagues would be like, "Oh, Millie, oh, that's really nice." I don't know if you know about chapatis. Have you heard of chapatis?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So I am a chapati queen.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's in Surrey.
And I'm in Surrey, so there you go. You might, you know, you never know. You can place your orders after this, you know. So again, with my cooking venture, I was very, I've been quite fortunate. I mean, COVID did happen. And I when I say this, I'm reminded that not everybody made it. So I have to be quite compassionate when I say this, that obviously it did come, it affected, but it also opened other avenues for majority of people.
Yeah.
And I am very grateful. I mean, I'm so grateful to God for this opportunity. I don't take it for granted, you know.
And so that game, they're known as Mancala games, known throughout like Caribbean, Africa. Different countries have different names for it, but in Ghana it's called Owari, or what we call Awari. Same name, and what it means is to marry. So the word for marriage in Tree, one of the Ghanaian languages, is wari. So it's said that two couples playing that game are said to be in like endless love. So we've taken Awari to be both fun because it's a game. Secondly, education, because it's used sometimes to teach kids how to count. And thirdly, because of the bonding aspect, and that's that marriage, because we're trying to bond through generations and through cultures, bond people to really the source, and what Kofi was saying earlier about kind of Africa being the birthplace of humanity. So that's basically what the word means. And so we wanted to have something that was recognizable throughout all of these different cultures, but still specific to the Afrosphere. On one side is us creating the Awari owned, Awari kind of bespoke content, but the other side and the side where we can have the most impact is actually how do we facilitate people across the globe who are from these environments to actually make. And that's again through the tools, through know-how, and then through like actual resources, being funding or connections or exposure.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know what to say. I don't even know where to go next, because there's so many facets there. It's like, which direction do I go with that one?
Stage where you'd expect Awari to be in 10 years' time.
We have to start again, won't we?
I'm gonna have a dream. Where is Awari Kids? The next step for Awari Kids.
Should we let Ben carry on, because he's writing a little.
No, you go ahead. I need a break.
He was on a roll.
He was on a roll. honestly. But yeah.
Well, there's several kind of milestones that we'd like to kind of hit. I like Benjamin said that we want to be able to facilitate as many people as possible creating content, especially in our own communities, because we found that there's so many creatives in our community that don't get to create representative content. So we want to really kind of like expand that what we're doing with the workshops, so that we can help a lot more people of color creating content that reflects their cultures.
In 2017, and I just was feeling like I can't launch a brand, I can't do this because I don't have the experience. I'm gonna fall flat on my face. And it was also a bit of, I didn't realize at the time, but it was also a bit of my me being self-conscious still about my foot size without me even knowing. So for example, I had to then challenge myself to then start telling people my shoe size, because I realized, Shireen, you can't build a brand if you're still scared about what people are going to think about your shoe size. So that I had to like challenge myself to be like, all right, Shireen, this is what you're going to do. You're going to start talking about your brand. And when people ask you what your shoe size is, out of curiosity, you're just going to say it. And then I just had to kind of just